Now at 10 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the Victoria Police Department confirms their new leader who is taking over the department. Plus the stunning video of a Shiner policeman saving a woman from a house fire. The harrowing rescue from up close. And Victoria transit routes change, how your route might be affected.
Well, we're looking at a warming trend here for the next 5 days, but a cold front may make its way down here for the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up.
And we had day one action for boys golf regionals held out in the Corpus, Victoria, and Houston areas. We'll showcase all the results later on.
You're watching 25 News now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. Clay Fetters takes command as Victoria's police chief following his 16-year journey with the department. Fetters rose through the ranks after joining in 2008, inspired by a single ride-along experience. He served as Deputy Chief of Operations starting in fall 2023 before his promotion to Interim Chief last October. Colleagues recognize his balanced approach to leadership.
He has a good sense of humor, but he's a pretty disciplined man, and so that's his personality. He brings that to the agency.
The new chief prioritizes public safety as his primary mission. Fetters acknowledges the challenge of stepping into the spotlight after years of working quietly behind the scenes. He advises incoming officers to value collaboration and teamwork in their law enforcement careers. A dramatic rescue in Lavaca County after a home-caught fire during yesterday morning storms. Around noon, Shiner police officers Chris Kalina and William Miller responded to a house fire in the Midway area where an elderly woman was trapped inside. Officers say they could hear her calling for help through thick smoke. Sergeant Kalina broke out a window and guided her to crawl toward his voice, pulling her to safety in less than 2 minutes. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Officials say the fire was likely caused by a lightning strike and credit the officer's quick actions with saving her life. If you're planning to ride Victoria Transit, here's a quick heads up for this Friday. Because of staffing shortages, some routes will be running on adjusted schedules. The Red Line will run every 30 minutes through the morning, then switch to hourly service starting at 1 p.m. The Blue Line will run hourly all day, and the Green Line will stay on its normal 30-minute schedule. Transit officials are asking riders to plan ahead and check for updates throughout the day. It's out with the old and in with the new when it comes to the Victoria Precinct 4 recycling compactor. Precinct 4 Commissioner Kenneth Sexton says the current recycle compactor at the Precinct 4 courtesy station will soon be replaced with a new compactor thanks to an $18,000 grant from the Golden Crescent Regional Planning Commission. Sexton says the grant funds for the new compactor came just in time.
We have had a lot of maintenance on it. We've replaced the cylinder several times. It's probably about 10 years old, and it was time for a new one. So we're pretty pleased that we got the grant.
The compactor will be bought within the next few weeks. The Precinct 4 recycle station is located on Big Bend Road near the Victoria Regional Airport. Time to check on our weather. Let's go to Jacob Lozano with a first look at the forecast. And Jacob, it looks like as you look in the next few days, like we're back on that weather seesaw once again.
You could say something like that. We're back into that warming trend. It's going to be feeling almost summer-like. We're talking dew points are going to be rising. We got a southeasterly breeze at about 14 miles per hour as of right now, but it brings the humidity back into play, and temperatures like today felt like they were in the 90s here. We were in the low 90 category, but as of right now, we're at 73 degrees. But to kind of recap what we've seen, wasn't much, just a lot of cloud cover for the day. A couple little spotty showers picked up there just north of Jackson County and southern Lavaca County. But we're tracking the river right now because of the amount of rain that occurred up in Gonzales. As of right now, we're seeing a crest at about 15 feet, but it's currently making its way back to level here. But looking here for Victoria, we're expecting that to make its way here. We're currently at 4 feet, but likely to get up to 14 feet. May pose an action day here for us for the river, but we do have rain chances in our forecast. We'll talk about that coming up. Don?
Jacob, thank you. The man accused of an attack on Sam Altman's house is facing attempted murder and attempted arson charges. Lutz Pena reports an FBI official says the 20-year-old suspect from the Houston area planned and targeted the OpenAI CEO's residence in the pre-dawn hours of Friday.
Monday morning, the FBI conducted a raid on a Texas home in the Houston area, where they say may be connected to the suspect in the first attack, Daniel Moreno Gama. Helicopter video showed a large law enforcement presence at the Texas home. We obtained a criminal complaint with photos of Moreno Gama throwing a Molotov cocktail at Sam Altman's house Friday around 3:37 a.m. These video surveillance images show an individual throwing the device over the fence and fleeing the scene. Around 5 a.m., video of Moreno Gama was captured outside of OpenAI's headquarters in the city's Mission Bay neighborhood, where, according to security personnel on site, he said he wanted to burn it down and kill anyone inside.
You see subject holding a jug, claims there's kerosene in it.
Moreno Gama can be seen approaching the glass door with a chair. Documents recovered later allegedly authored by Moreno Gama contained a 3-part series where he spoke about his views opposing to AI and the executives of multiple AI companies, including OpenAI's CEO. The first part of the document was titled, Your Last Warning. Moreno Gama stated he killed/attempted to kill Sam Altman and also wrote, "If I am going to advocate for others to kill and commit crimes, then I must lead by example and show that I'm fully sincere in my message."
Police say no one was injured in the incident. The Iran war led to higher prices at the gas pump. The national average reached more than $4 per gallon. Data from AAA shows average gas prices increased more than $1 since the U.S. and Israel first attacked Iran. In 5 states, average gas prices are more than or near $5 per gallon, the highest nationally. In the wake of last week's ceasefire, oil prices dropped, but those prices surged following President Trump's directive to partially blockade the Strait of Hormuz. AAA Texas reports the average gas price in Victoria is $3.92 a gallon. A judge in Travis County is weighing the future of Camp Mystic after tense courtroom testimony today about last summer's deadly flooding along the Guadalupe River. The parents of Seal Stewart, the last missing camper from July's deadly flooding, are suing, saying the camp could have done more to protect their daughter. At the same time, the Texas Rangers are opening a criminal investigation into what happened. More than 800 campers are already signed up for sessions at the camp this summer with fees already paid. Camp Mystic's license is still up in the air, even though they've installed their own flood sirens. A community remembers a group of 4 people who died in a car crash in Chambers County, 2 of which were students at Liberty High School. Here's more from Tony Atkins.
It's hard because, they touched a lot of souls.
Luke Porcher says it's been a tough weekend. His friends Jayshawn Godfrey, Micaiah Beagle, and Markel Beagle, 3 of 4 people who died in a crash off FM 563 in Chambers County on Friday. The 4th victim, Markel and Micaiah's mother, 37-year-old Kara Beagle.
I've been trying to keep it together. I've had my moments for sure.
The family, a part of the Liberty Independent School District family. LISD confirmed 2 of the victims were current Liberty High School students, and Jay Sean was a recent graduate.
We got our piece for Jay Sean right here, and we're going to add more to it, of course, but we definitely love him so much. We got to give him this.
Over the phone, I also spoke with Carol Beagle's stepmother and brother from Kentucky, both rattled by the loss, planning their travel to Texas for the memorial. And here at the site of the crash, you can see the tremendous amount of damage done to the tree. In fact, one of the windows from the car you can see amongst the branches here. Now, investigators, they say that the car ended up here after traveling at a high rate of speed, actually crossing over the road. And before that, it vaulted a driveway on the other side of the street.
With that community, everybody's coming together as one and just trying to uplift everybody with this tragedy.
Luke says no one knows what happened in the car. All he knows is a community is doing its best, coming together to remember 4 lives lost too soon.
You had a lot of talent in that car. You had a lot of love in that car,
Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez announced today he will step down from Congress amid scandal. The Republican posted on social media that he plans to file his resignation on Tuesday. He said, quote, "There is a season for everything and God has a plan for us all," unquote. Gonzalez has been under investigation by the House Ethics Committee for having a relationship with a former senior aide in his congressional office. Last month, he acknowledged the affair with the former staffer. That's a violation of House rules, and ended his re-election bid. That staffer later died by suicide. Week 2 of testimony in the capital murder trial of Tanner Horner continued today. He's the now former FedEx driver who pled guilty to murdering 7-year-old Athena Strand in North Texas in 2022. Late Friday, we learned that Tanner Horner attempted to take his own life in prison a few months after his arrest. An attorney said he left letters to law enforcement, to his family, and to Athena's family. Ultimately, they will decide between life in prison or the death penalty. Horner already pled guilty on the first day of the trial last week. If you see news happening, call our newsroom at 361-576-0026 or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com. Officials say the U.S. is preparing for potential intelligence blind spots involving the war with Iran. That's because Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act is set to expire in about a week. It lets authorized officials gather phone calls and text messages of foreign targets. Doing so also can scoop up the data of other Americans. Some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle appear skeptical about extending it. Supporters argue letting the law lapse could pose national security concerns. It's been a sour start to the spring housing season. Typically, more homes come on the market this time of year because buyers and sellers want to move before the start of the new school year. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan explains what's going on with housing.
It's been a sluggish start to the spring housing market. Fewer people appear to be buying homes. Existing home sales dropped 3.6% month over month in March, according to the National Association of Realtors. And the sales slump is happening all over the country.
We just need more inventory to appear on the marketplace.
Lawrence Yoon with the National Association of Realtors says low inventory, high sticker prices, and high mortgage rates are turning away potential buyers.
Home prices are hitting record high levels. The affordability is clearly an issue.
The median existing home sale price in March is up from the year prior, more than $408,000, according to the NAR. So if you're putting down 20%, that means you would need more than $81,000 in cash. And as of last week, the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was 6.37%, according to Freddie Mac.
We want people's income to be rising above the home price growth, but that can only happen once we have more supply.
Yoon says higher interest rates are also holding back homeowners from selling their homes because they likely bought their current home when mortgage rates were lower.
I thought the mortgage rate would be at 6% for most of this year, but given the global economic circumstances, I have raised the mortgage rate anticipation to 6.5%.
The good news is the spring housing market typically lasts through June, so Yoon says more homes are likely to come on the market. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, Secretary of State Marco Rubio prepares for high-level talks involving Israel and Lebanon. When and where this meeting will take place. And while NASA looks to the future after Artemis II, a Victoria man looks back at his NASA experience. The U.S. military blockade of all of Iran's ports and coastal areas came into effect at 9 this morning. The U.S. military says it will allow ships to transit the Strait of Hormuz if traveling between non-Iranian ports. Iran's armed forces accused the U.S. of piracy and said the country's ports are, quote, either for everyone or for no one, unquote. Since the war started on February 28th, Iran has effectively shut the Strait of Hormuz to all vessels except its own, unless they paid a fee. Trump said earlier that Washington would block Iranian vessels and any ships that paid the fees. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will take part in direct talks between Israel and Lebanon. State Department reports that. An official there says Tuesday's conversation at the State Department will focus on security for Israel's northern border and supporting Lebanon's push for full sovereignty. The delegations for Lebanon and Israel will be led by their respective ambassadors. In addition to Rubio from the U.S., others expected to take part include U.S. Ambassador to Lebanon, Michael Issa. Analysts say this will be the most high-level direct meeting between Israel and Lebanon since 1993. To get more news, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. Mission accomplished. That is the message from NASA today as the crew of the Artemis II mission around the moon reflect on the historic trip that ended Friday evening with a splashdown off the coast of San Diego. ABC's Alex Stone reports on what's next for NASA as it looks forward to the next Artemis launches.
It was the splashdown watched around the world.
A perfect bullseye splashdown.
Ending the 10-day mission around the moon and back. With the 4 astronauts and the Orion capsule safely on Earth, NASA is now looking toward the future of lunar exploration. NASA's director today telling ABC News.
We learned a lot of things on a pure human level. We learned how 4 outstanding human beings can bring the world together on this epic journey of discovery. On a technical level, we learned all about the ecosystem, the life support system on that vehicle that kept the astronauts alive on their journey 250,000 miles away from Earth.
With their post-mission medical checkups complete, the 4 astronauts are talking about the history-making journey.
It's a special thing to be a human, and it's a special thing to be on planet Earth. Thank you.
The crew still in awe of what they accomplished.
And I want to thank God again, because even bigger than my challenge trying to describe what we went through, the gratitude of seeing what we saw, doing what we did, and being with who I was with, it's too big to just be in one body.
For NASA, the focus is now on Artemis III.
There's going to be procedural changes. I mean, this is why we fly. We fly, we learn.
Artemis III is planned for next year, designed to test docking mechanisms, but it's Artemis IV in 2028 slated to be the first mission in more than 5 decades to put humans on the surface of the moon. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
After witnessing the historic Artemis II landing, a Victoria man reminisces on his own experience with history as part of the Apollo 12 mission. 25 News Now reporter Trent Whiting spoke with former Navy SEAL Bill Posey, who joins us with his story on the splashdown retrieval process.
The Artemis II mission is safely within orbit, an historic lunar launch landing safely in the Pacific. Victoria County Republican Party Chair Bill Posey is reminded of his own splashdown experience in 1969.
We knew that the ETA, when it was supposed to come back, but you never knew that there was an emergency, so we had to be ready to do this operation at any time. I get out there and I see the we're hovering right over the capsule. I jump out of the helicopter and I'm in the water, and the reflection off a helicopter, off the capsule, was so bright because it's gold foil. It was blinding, right?
Posey says he felt the weight of being a part of American history.
Commander, I will volunteer, but I need a specific location on the recovery, right. And that's the first man to jump out of the door of the helicopter into the water, because I knew that they would announce the guy's name.
Right.
And so I thought, well, this is kind of a historic thing, so maybe I should be on it.
The 22-year-old from Southern California returned as a hometown hero.
In the presentation, as I jumped out of the capsule, it said Bill Posey from Linwood, California. And people They said, Bill, did you really go on that? There's a lot of doubt. I said, yeah, I did. People bought me drinks for the first couple of days when I got back, so I was really happy about that.
Moon missions are major scientific breakthroughs, and missions from the past have set the stage for future missions.
It was very, very exciting for us back then. And I think the same thing could be true now. I mean, it was really amazing to live in those times. It was very, very exciting for us back then.
Trenton Whiting, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
To watch the full interview with Bill Posey, visit our YouTube page, crossroadstoday.com.
Lots of cloud cover for today, but no rain here at the airport, but temperatures were pretty warm, 86 degrees. It felt like 90 at one point with that humidity rolling in. We'll talk more about that coming up. Well, Crossroads, the big conversation for this week is going to be these warm conditions that we're going to have for the next 5 days before a cold front rolls in here for Saturday. But with these warm conditions, we're bringing in that humidity as well, and it's really raising the heat index value. Yes, we're getting close to those summer months, and we're going to be talking about the heat index a lot more as we approach closer, because today it felt like 90 degrees outside, even though it was 80s or in the mid 80s here for us. Now, we're going to continue with the southeasterly breeze here once again here for the afternoon time tomorrow. Roughly right around 15 miles per hour here close to noontime, but it does pick up here with sustained winds of around 20 miles per hour. We could likely see 30 mile per hour gusts from time to time as we progress through the day. Now, when we get through the night hours, it does diminish here just a bit, but it does pick back up here once again for Wednesday afternoon, right around those same conditions of around 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds, and those gusts likely right around 30 miles per hour. Now, do we have any rain chances? Well, yes, we do. It's more of a spotty chance here for us. We'll continue with the cloud cover here for tomorrow. Maybe a brief little shower along the coastline for the morning time. Not too much going on here, relatively about a 10 to 20% chance for some spotty activity for us here for tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll get a little bit more of that activity as well with some more of the spotty activity that's going to be picked up here by 6 a.m. Wednesday. And it'll likely continue here through the morning hours, but really the cloud cover is what's going to be the conversation here for Wednesday with the little spotty activity here as well. This is what we're going to be watching, though. This is our next mid-level low. This will actually send a cold front down south here, and likely it'll make it all the way down to the Crossroads region, which would amplify our rain chances here for us as well. So we're getting here into Friday. We'll be very limited on the rain opportunity here for us there. But Saturday, we start to see the frontal boundary begin to form here by 7 a.m. Sunday, making its way down south of I-20. And then for us, right around 4 p.m. into the evening hours is when we're expecting the front to move through here, giving it about a 40% chance for some scattered activity throughout the Crossroads region here for us. But it does bring back some cooler conditions here for us with the northerly breeze. Temperatures will feel right around the mid-70s here for Sunday. So that's definitely something else that we can look forward to here after we get through these very warm conditions. 84 for tomorrow by 3 p.m. Winds will pick up out of the south-southeast here, as well as the partly cloudy skies for the day. We're going to be seeing those similar conditions as well, getting to 85 and as well as Port Lavaca. Maybe a little isolated shower here for the morning time. They'll have the best opportunity down there for that isolated shower, but we'll maintain the south-southeasterly wind. A little bit cooler, though. It is going to be feeling in the mid to low 80s, but still feeling relatively warm. Breezy conditions for the next 5 days as well. We'll continue with this warming trend here too, but then we get to Saturday. That's when the cold front rolls in. Temperatures will still be around 86 and 40% chance for that activity there. It'll roll through here, and look at that. Drops our temperatures here for Sunday and Monday. Likely going to be nice and cool with a northeasterly breeze for Sunday. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now don't forget to scan the QR code for more news, weather, and sports. And speaking of sports, we got Max.
That is right, Jacob. After the break, we're going to showcase one star out of Victoria College that made some noise out on the track. Find out who that is next report. Today we officially kicked off the boys UAL Golf Regionals that was held in Victoria, Corpus, and the Houston areas. And first, we're looking at the 2A ranks. We had two teams in Yorktown and Shiner competing, and for Yorktown, their tying team finished in third place after day one action, had a plus 60 overall. The best individual score was from Brody Medding. He shot a 9 over par. Then in the 3A ranks, Hallettsville leads the entire field with a team score of 337 as Eli Ferguson leads the way with an 8 over par score. Then for Goliad, Peyton Foss leads the way. They're in fourth place right now. He had an individual score for Foss at 90 overall, have 356. We go over to the 4A ranks. They played at the club at Colony Creek, and the best team that's out there right now is El Campo. They have a plus 37. They're in fifth place currently right now. The best individual score for El Campo is Rhett Russell, who shot an 8 over par for today. Then in the 5A ranks, Victoria East boys have the best score. They're in seventh place, again with a plus 45 overall. Jonas Roth leads the way with a 13 over par first round score. Reminder, the top three teams for each given region along with the top three individual scores that are not a part of those three advancing teams will head out to state, which will start in 2 weeks' time. Now over to some major track news. Victoria College's and Yoakum native and Braden Niebauer became Victoria College's new record holder in the 100-meter dash, running 11.27, and he achieved that, actually breaking his record from previous couple weeks ago, had 11.58, so almost 30 seconds there faster. Wow, what improvement there for Niebauer. And again, that was at Texas A&M Kingsville, and congrats on getting this major accomplishment. Now staying with track and field, but with Goliad High School, where the boys and girls teams, they made some statements at the district meet last week, and the boys team took home gold with 421 points. Lamont Franklin set the tone, winning the 100-meter dash, winning 10.77. Then for the girls, they took third place overall. Some individual standouts from Addison Yendry and their runner Kiana Lee, who both won the 100 and 200-meter dash there last week. But the 4x4 team for Goliad also did very well, and earlier today we caught up with them to see how they're feeling going into the area meet.
We definitely surprised ourselves with what we can do. I say surprised ourselves. We put in work, relentlessly. It was Zamzo, under Zamzo, and
going off of that into district, we did really well, and we scored a lot of points in district. It really helped us. At Texas Relays, it's an honor winning. Not every school gets to say that, and breaking our school record there, it put a lot of momentum going to district. District, we did pretty good. We got first in all the relays, most of our events, and it was a pretty good runoff overall.
Or not my 200, my 800, I should win with the breeze, but there's a guy with the 49.6 in the 400, and I'm happy to have some competition. So that's what I'm looking forward for, some competition.
Team looks to keep making noise at the area meet, which will start Thursday on their home turf. And I also want to give a shout out to Ledwig Dance Academy, who also had a big performance there last week overall. They got some big time placements in the Studio Technique Award that was also there. And also they had some great performances as well out in Lockhart. So again, they had a great year, and I wanted to shout out with all those major honors, especially had a chance to cover them about a month ago there, Don. Had a great performances overall, and their season comes to a close. And that's going to do it here in sports. Don, back to you.
Max, thank you. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, we'll take a last look at your weather. One man is looking to run through all 50 states. Why he's running and how far he's come. That's next.
Tonight, our cup runneth over. Okay, here's some questions if you want to use them.
All right, have you ever been drunk on a duck boat? I told you, he's from Gloucester.
And finally tonight, one man is running a marathon a day as he tries to run through all 50 states in America. For 15 years, he has tried to run through all 50 states. Now he's making his final push, planning to hit all 50 by Independence Day. Noah Coughlin is his name. His run will continue into Montana, Idaho, and Oregon before he makes it to Alaska and then Hawaii on the 4th of July. He says it's a tribute to the American people, hoping to use his run to turn the attention towards the American people, in his words. Now let's talk about the running that these two gentlemen right here did on Saturday morning. Who wants to go first?
Well, let's just say we didn't do what that guy just did there, Don. You know what I'm saying? Not even close. So we did a 5K right there in downtown. Me, Jacob Ray, and Hayden, one of our people as well. And, I'd say we had a good time, I took first place, even though they all say I was up there in the fronts, you know what I'm saying? They were towards the back. But overall, we were right behind, though. You know what I'm saying? You were right behind.
We were close. We were close.
We were close.
We were close.
Yeah.
We were close.
And that was a 3-mile run, right?
It was, 3.34 is what my Strava said. So a little bit over a 5K, but it's great.
Well, I have to ask you what the weather was like that morning.
The weather was not bad. I actually had somebody come up to me and he said, "Thank you for the great weather."
Well,
and I said, "All right." And it was great, some great weather.
And then the next day, you were putting out all those social media warnings about the weather.
When it turned
Good thing we didn't have that day.
Wow,
that was, I'm glad that wasn't that day too.
Absolutely,
but we're definitely getting some of that beneficial rain that's moving down on the Guadalupe River right now. But we're looking for more rain in our forecast as well. But it's gonna be warm here until then. Before the cold front rolls in here for Saturday evening, that'll also drop our temperatures. Warm and breezy, that's going to be the conversation here for the next 5 days with a couple spotty showers here for Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Jacob, and thanks for joining us. Join 25 News Now, sunrise at 5 a.m. Jimmy Kimmel Live starts now.